Hello, everyone, and welcome to. I'm going to go with the Woman's Cave today because we have been going hard on the Ladies Tale podcast.
All right, so
Yeah, so it's the Woman's Cave.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna be extra
Unless,
quiet.
of course, I missed something in her bio when she starts talking about writing literary fiction, and then in which case it'll be the writing class. But either way, no matter what it is, it's a Meet Hollywood Monday podcast. If you can't tell, we have a few podcasts under our belt now.
Right, and that would make us have a certain level of organization, which anybody that follows our brand knows we don't have that certain level.
Hence the introduction.
Organization.
Whatever this show ends up on, this episode ends up on, I've properly introduced all 4 podcasts.
I'm Jade.
And I will know that.
I'm being quiet today, really, because my allergies, I'm looking at my allergy pill, bottle and being like, why didn't I take it? Why?
She's sitting in the one corner where all the pollen trees, they're not really pollen trees left here, but all the leaves blow and the rain goes and they mildew a bit. And it's just great for her allergies. As you watch,
I know.
She'll start sneezing. No, it's not COVID.
Yes, please know that, y'all. And that's a serious thing nowadays. And I'm glad that everyone's gonna wish me just allergies.
Yes.
That's what COVID has turned us into. Oh, you just have allergies? That's fabulous.
Is it though?
It's not fabulous. We used to wish people good health, and now we're just like, oh, it's just a regular stomach flu. Yes, yay, high five virtually, of course, because I don't want to be near you. Anyway, we wrote literary life guides with pop poetry, and I'm gonna go with the top 4, and we're gonna switch it up a bit because we did have one of them still in the top 20 in poetry anthologies on Amazon.
It's almost a month.
What is so strange? Because we don't write anthologies, we write literary life guides. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We do write anthologies, but we don't like to call them that. Sounds boy. So we the Ladies Cave. The Ladies Cave.
Ladies Cave. We have the Women's Cave.
Yep.
With pop poems. That was our book that made it to #1.
A misfit guide. See, this is why I need to always take my allergy medicine. And I thought divorce was bad with other life lessons. And I thought being grown up was easy. And we're gonna go with If Only I Were Me, a memoir in verse.
Ooh, that's right, because it's getting redone.
Yes.
And so that is the top 4 selling ones so far of our 20-some books.
Right. So you can check out everything your ladies are doing.
Oh,
and
wait, we missed it.
Oh, yeah. And then we have the 25 hottest indie authors, artists, and advocate magazine, and the other magazine that's out now, the Anti-Thought Literary magazine. Okay, y'all, we're talking a lot about ourselves today, and that's crazy. So you can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. Y'all aren't here to hear about us.
You're here to hear about our wonderful guests. Wonderful guests, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, yes, I would. Thank you so much. I'm Diane Christiansen, and I have had an acting school in Los Angeles for 29 years in January. We're 29 years in. And it's been quite a ride in 29 years. And pretty much the business is run by my daughter and I. And fun fact about me is I love California. I'm the queen of California because I love the mountains, I love the desert, I love the ocean, I love the coast in general. I love all the vineyards and the wine and the champagne. So you can call me the queen of California if you want to.
Absolutely. I don't think queen of champagne, and can you just ship us some?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any personally, but it sure is fun to visit the vineyards, but they're closed right now. There's no wine tasting right now.
No.
Although some people have done wine tasting.
Well, in our area, which I looked at the pictures on social media and go, oh, okay. But I understand, right? Because businesses have to keep alive. And mentioning that, since you've been celebrating your 29th year, how has this pandemic affected you and how have you pivoted?
You want to hear something crazy? It's been really good for us. I walked around for a week when we were first quarantined. First of all, let me rewind just a little bit, ladies. I rented a new studio. I signed a 3-year lease in February.
Oh, no.
We planned an April opening, my daughter and I, and March 17th, we were quarantined. So there's that. So, 3-year lease. So we decided, I walked around for a week going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And my daughter finally just came over to my house and she said, Mom, sit down. I'm teaching you Zoom. We'd been Skyping with students for years for private lessons, but I had never done a Zoom class because we didn't do that. We did live classes, right? And Skype privates. So she sat down, she showed me how to do it, and it was scary. I mean, I would consider myself not a dinosaur on technology. I want to learn things all the time, but I mean, I'm not a millennial, obviously. So she sat down, she taught me how to do Zoom. She came over, we gave a week of free classes. And that was probably one of the best moves we could have made. We took all of our classes and did them free for a week. And we wound up drawing so many new people in. And it gave me a chance to really learn Zoom, even though I still learn new things on Zoom every day. I usually learn.
Zoom keeps changing.
They keep updating. We've been on Zoom for like 4 years.
And this
absolutely,
is
it keeps changing. Just like Facebook, it just keeps changing. And then you got to keep up, right? So I learned it, and my daughter Tess came over and co-hosted a couple classes with me until I had it down. And she did the rest of the classes from her home. But what happened was we took here's an example. We would offer a 12-week session for $750 because we're the top rated studio in LA. So we decided, we met so many wonderful people across the nation, some in London, some in Australia as well. And we decided, Hong Kong, we decided we wanted to expand our base. And so we dropped our prices. We turned them into 6-week sessions for $300, all of our classes, except for our one-day things, you know. And what that did was it expanded our student base. It enlarged our classes tremendously. And I feel like I have been through so much emotional territory with my actors through COVID, because obviously we work with our emotions, and this has brought out so many feelings that people have had to deal with of all ages. You know, kids are feeling anxiety. I was reading a report the other day that said 3 to 11-year-olds are suffering from anxiety and depression and are suicidal. 3 to 11-year-olds, because they can't go out, they can't see the friends, they can't play. So there's a lot of stuff going on, not to mention what that has done to our adult actors. But now I'm proud to say our classes are huge. They're affordable for more people. And I love the loyalty that the actors have shown. They've stuck in there, they've hung in there. A lot of them have we did our first virtual agent showcase online with the A-list agents coming in September. It was the most successful one we've had in 29 years, because they're not going to showcases, and not a lot of people have figured out how to do them on Zoom, but we did a beautiful job. My daughter, thank God for her, she knew how to do all the technical things to make it, you know, just exquisite. So it's actually turned out, now we have students in from all over the world, and all over the country. We have a lot of New York actors. We've got actors from Maryland in our classes.
No, she's not talking about us.
No,
not you guys, but we have students from Maryland, and I know you live there. So it's been better. And I opened up one master teen class at our studio 9 weeks ago, and I'm only having 8 people in it, because that way everybody can sit 6 feet apart in the studio. And they've been super respectful. They're wearing their masks. They're sanitizing up when they come in. We're taking their temp. We clean everything every class. So it's just one class at the studio. But fortunately, that has been really rewarding, because they're not going anywhere. Those kids aren't going anywhere. And teenagers, I think more than any other age group, really need to bond socially. They really need each other, you know? So it has been incredibly rewarding for me too. Just to have that one.
It helps. And if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm gonna need you to switch on over and go to Facebook and watch it, because her face looks like she's glowing. And I mean, I appreciate the pivot and how your daughter was like, we're not giving up. We're doing, don't we all need that person in our life that tells us we're not giving up when you feel like
I needed her to do that. She goes, no, come on, here we go. And yeah, she's a great balance for me, because we're not the same. We're very different. And I think that's been one of the things that has been really successful for us, Tess is one of those, you got to work hard, don't mess around. I'm very disciplined. I'm very nurturing. You can do this. Come on, hang in there. So we have a different kind of a take on teaching, even though it's the same curriculum. And that's been really good because we share a lot of classes. So they get us both. They get both of us.
Yeah, and I feel like that as a team, right? Because Winona and I are a team, right? And we all talk about what I don't have, Winona has, and then what she doesn't have, I have, and then organization that goes to our assistant. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why I'm glowing though. During the pandemic, my first grandchild was born.
Oh, well, yes. So congratulations.
Thank you. She'll be 4 months old in a week. And
oh my goodness.
My son and his wife asked me to move in with them last December and get out of my 5-bedroom house by myself. Mm-hmm. And they bought a big house, lots of room. And I moved in, and I've gotten to go through the whole pregnancy and birth and nurturing this little, beautiful little button. Oh my gosh, she's just a doll.
Oh my goodness.
Ripley. So I'm a glamour.
Oh my, yes, you are. That is fabulous. And that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing it with us and our audience, first and foremost. And then congratulations.
Thank you. That has just filled my heart beyond being able to express how grateful I am.
Oh my goodness. So in normal times, what advice would you give to actors and actresses that are looking to get their foot in the door in Los Angeles?
Well, in Los Angeles or anywhere, any market, start with training, because the industry is overrun with people, even little kids. We have a lot of awards for kids, and they're going to look at the trained people first. They're not going to sign you just because you're cute or naturally talented. You need skills. So, and we talked about this in Bonnie's book, the top acting teachers in Hollywood. You really can't do anything without training. So training is first. And once we feel like an actor's ready, whatever age they are, to meet the A-list agents, we've had their loyalty all these years. They all come to our showcases, whether they're virtual or in person, and they sign people because we make sure our actors are ready to work, not ready to be seen, ready to work. That means they have good headshots, good resumes. They've got stuff on their resume. They've got training under their belt, and they're ready to perform. They're ready to go to auditions. And everything's self-tapes now.
It is.
So this Zoom format is big. It's big. We're using a lot of this in the industry.
I have another question.
Good.
No. You have another question.
I did have another question.
For a Hollywood person, nevertheless. I feel like wow.
You feel like what?
I feel like I can take a vacation.
Normally
if it's someone from Los Angeles, it's heavy on me. So there you go.
There you go.
So see, I have to pay attention. My question is, when you say training, how is it that you can, obviously you know how to do this. The balance between creative and business. How do you nurture that to make it?
That's a really good question, Jade. That's a really good question because it is a business, and it's an art form, and it's playful and it's fun. And when people like it or love it, it's just fun. But what we do is in our classes, whether it's online or in person, we teach them what the structure of a class is. We teach them what the structure of being on set is. And you can do pretty much anything you want within that structure. But you have to know that when it's time to work, you're quiet, you're ready, you're focused, you're listening to the director, you're listening to the teacher. So we teach them in class, treat class like it's the set, like you're on set. And we can have as much fun as you want. But then when it's action, you are focused and ready to work. And when other people are working, you are focused and giving them your full attention. I had to take a photo of 3 of my new adults on their phones while somebody was doing such a heavy acting exercise she was sharing her heart was on the floor, this girl, and they were on their phones. And I said to them last week, I don't want to show you this photograph because it's a universal rule of acting class to give your full attention to those on stage or those performing, and no phones allowed ever. But I said, you don't want to have that person then not pay any attention to you. That person gave you your full attention when you were up. So, you know, there are lots of things to learn, and it's that same kind of feeling on set. You've got to pay attention. You can't be on a phone. You can't be out of sync with what's going on with the director and the other actors and the crew and the technical stuff. So, you know, it's about learning to work within a structure. Look at Jim Carrey. Look at that crazy guy. I mean, he's a guy who on set is the craziest guy you ever want to meet. But when they say action, boom, he's on, he's focused, he's ready. And then when they say cut, he's crazy again and entertaining everybody. And that's fun. I mean, it's fun to be on set with people like that. So it's that same kind of thing in class.
And
We
I have
start in
a
class.
very important question, which is probably one of the most important questions I'm going to ask on show.
Okay,
Is
it's gonna be
there
about her.
an etiquette for craft services?
An etiquette for craft services, did you say?
Is there an are there etiquette rules that we should know about to go to crafty?
No.
Yes! Oh my goodness, you don't even know. It's on our bucket list, y'all. It's on our bucket list. One day.
When you're on set and there are craft services there, when you're not working, you can eat whatever you want.
Okay.
That's what it's for.
All right. So there we go. And
It's for.
with that, I think like
I feel we're done.
life is like fulfilled for us. Like, woohoo! I'm gonna go.
We
on
know
there.
the way to your heart.
It's through food. Like, no, it's mine too. I mean, I'm not.
So I read about, I know our listeners have got to be tired of
Yeah,
this
him. But
story.
we read about it.
But I read about it when I was 12 years old, that there was such
And she
a thing
showed me. She told
as
me.
craft services. And then in this book, they listed everything they had at Crafty. And then I was like, Jade, you must see this. This is real. I looked it up. They really have this. This isn't a made-up invention. And we were like, before we die, we're going.
We're not gonna act now, but we are going.
Never act.
We are going to figure out. We were like, you know what? We will sweep the floor if they will let us have it. I'll be like, hey, you don't have to pay me for the day. I'm just gonna sweep this floor and get this craft. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
more for everyone else.
it's there. You know, there's always a table of craft services on every set, large or small, and it's there for the crew and the cast anytime.
Yeah, and I heard that they have coffee, like lots and lots of coffee, which is like
Yeah, they have everything. They have everything.
It's wonderful. Okay.
Coffee, sodas, no booze, so.
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
It's okay. It's all right. You know what? I can.
My writer is taking a vacation for the day. We're good.
I can drink when I go home. Like I have alcohol in my house. I don't have all that food at my house. I have alcohol.
There you go.
All right, let us get back to serious.
Serious things.
We need to ask one serious question before we wrap up.
Okay.
I know. All right.
So what do you
Those
think?
were good questions. Don't dispute your questions. They were good. Those are things people want to know.
I want to bounce back from the craft service.
Yeah, I do. We have to bounce back. We have to bring it.
You want to redeem yourself?
Yes, we have to bring it back up. Yes.
So I'm going to try to think of something good, but I really would like to know, what is the most important thing to do when on set? What tells you immediately this is an amateur and this is someone who's a professional? Besides the phone thing.
The things I just said, for sure. You put all your focus on the director and what the director wants. That's the boss. The director is the boss. There will be producers that are hanging out on a big set, like on a network set or a big feature film, making sure that things are on budget, hopefully. Depends on how many takes the director likes to do. But I think the other thing is that I teach our students all the time, be the nicest person you can possibly be on a set. Be fun, be generous with other people, be patient, be that person people want to work with over and over and over. Because I'll tell you something, the higher you get on the A list of celebrities that you work with, the bigger they are, the nicer they are. And those that are divas and prima donnas kind of hover under the A list. But the big stars are really some of the nicest people you've ever met. And that's one of the reasons they got there. Not just their talent and their cuteness. They got there because they are professional. They are generous people. They make everybody look good and happy.
Yep. So now we have one more question. I know you do. But the one more question is, because we lied to you and said we didn't have one more. Where can people find out more about you and your school and sign up for these Zoom classes? That seems to be
and we have
amazing.
Black Friday sales going on.
I
That's
want to take them, but I don't even want to ask.
I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Well, I can give you our phone number. It's best just to text us. I have the number is 818-523-8283. And that's the best way to reach the Christensen Acting Academy. We just rebranded this year and changed our name from Diane Christiansen Coaching because it's moving more into the future, which is my daughter. And we expanded, we rebranded, we have a new website. It's the ChristiansenActingAcademy.com. And Christensen is spelled Christiansen, because there are lots of ways to spell it. So Christensen.
You knew. You looked right at it. You spelled it because I was like, I'm gonna have to ask her how to spell it. Yes.
I read your mind. Good. We're on.
You did. Yeah, that's how you know she's a great teacher. Because great teachers answer questions before you even ask.
Intuitively.
Like intuitively, they're just like, so let me tell you what it is. You're like, I was just about to ask you.
There you go. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to spell Christensen. A lot of ways. But
one more time, can you just say it for us one more time? Because we
sure.
get attracted and talk about spelling again. We easily.
Okay. The website is Christensen Acting Academy, and Christensen is spelled Christiansen.
Thank you so much for joining us today and taking time out from your wonderful, sweet grandbaby, which I know you just want to like immediately get back. So I'm gonna hurry up and wrap us up so you can get right back. All right.
Yeah, it's true too.
It is. I can understand. You can find out everything your ladies are doing on www.andwethought.com. While you're there, take a moment and go down and check out what we have. Peruse. Winona, please connect. We're hurrying up. Peruse the homepage and check out our other podcast. One of our newer ones, The Ladies' Tales, which you can hear professional actors read Winona's script, which is exciting because it was something new and fun that we thought we would do to entertain people during this time of quarantine, right? And but more importantly than all of that, y'all, go to the ladies tab, go down to the middle and see the charities that we probably support. Maybe you can support them too. And if you can't, that's okay. We understand. Maybe you can just add them on social media or send them a kind note and say, thank you for doing this wonderful work in the world, because we all need encouragement. Even Winona, the narcissist, but by definition, narcissists don't need encouragement, but she says she does, so sure, we'll go with it. And just remember, y'all, that wisdom is all around you if
you're open to finding it and accepting it. So peace and love, you guys, from Winona.
And Jade, bye-bye. Oh yeah, thanks for listening.